Welcome to TechDaily.AI, your source for technical information. This podcast is sponsored by Stonefly, your trusted solution provider and advisor in enterprise storage, backup, and disaster recovery, hyperconverged and VMware, Hyper-V, Proxmox cluster, AI servers, and public and private cloud.
Check out stonefly.com or email your project requirements to sales@stonefly.com for more information.
Today, we're diving into some really fascinating advancements in artificial intelligence, and we're also going to explore some pretty cutting-edge solutions in the world of data management.
Yeah, there's some interesting stuff to unpack. We've got some details on a new AI model and also a look at a company doing interesting things with data solutions.
Exactly. So our goal is to, break down what's significant about these developments and why it should matter to you listening.
Sounds good. So where should we start? That new AI model, maybe?
Yeah, let's kick things off there. There's quite a bit of buzz around a new experimental AI model, Gemini 2.5 Pro. They're actually calling it a thinking model.
A thinking model. Yeah, it definitely catches the ear.
Right. So the idea, as I understand it, is that it's designed to really reason through complex problems before it actually gives an answer.
So what does reasoning mean here? In the AI context, I mean. It's not like us thinking, presumably.
Well, yeah, exactly. It goes beyond the typical AI stuff, like, just classifying images or translating text.
Right. It's more about analyzing information deeply, drawing conclusions.
Yes, that's the idea. Analyzing, drawing logical conclusions, understanding context, nuance, basically making more informed decisions.
So it's sort of like showing its work, thinking step by step almost.
Kind of, yeah. That seems to be the goal. Getting to the why behind the answer, not just the answer itself. That feels like a pretty big step.
It really does. And it's not entirely out of the blue, is it? This builds on previous work.
Right. It's part of this ongoing effort to make AI, smarter. We've seen things like reinforcement learning.
And that chain of thought prompting technique, which tries to get models to break down problems.
Exactly. And there was apparently a prior thinking model, too, Gemini 2.0 flash thinking.
Yeah, so this 2.5 Pro version seems to be building on all of that, combining an improved base model with better post-training techniques.
With the goal being to integrate these thinking capabilities into future models for handling tougher problems.
That seems to be the direction. More complex tasks, maybe more capable AI agents that understand context better.
Okay, so does it work? Is it just theory, or is it actually performing well?
Well, this is where it gets interesting. It's reportedly leading on a lot of the standard AI benchmarks.
Okay.
And it's apparently holding the top spot on the El Marino leaderboard.
Oh, right. That's the one that measures human preferences, isn't it? So people actually like its output.
Exactly. It suggests it's not just technically capable, but also has a high-quality style,
That's a key distinction. And I read it does this without using some of those computationally expensive tricks like majority voting.
That's what they're saying, yes. Which suggests the core model itself is just very strong. It's showing really good reasoning and coding abilities, too.
Leading in benchmarks for coding, math, science, like GPQA and AME 2025.
Yeah, reportedly. And again, without those costly test time techniques.
Yet it apparently got a state-of-the-art score, 18.8%, on something called Humanity's Last Exam.
Wow, okay. I've heard of that. It's designed to be incredibly difficult, right? Pushing the boundaries of human knowledge and reasoning.
That's the one. And achieving that score without using external tools, that really says something about its reasoning power.
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
And you mentioned coding. That seems like a big area of improvement here.
Yeah, the progress seems significant. It's apparently good at creating visually compelling web apps and agentic code applications.
Things that can act more autonomously, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And handling complex stuff like code transformation and editing. It scored 63.8% on SWE-bench, verified using a custom agent setup. That's
Wow.
pretty impressive for real-world coding tasks.
They even gave an example, creating a video game from just a single line prompt.
Yeah.
And producing executable code.
Yeah. That really highlights the reasoning, doesn't it? Understanding intent, figuring out the logic, translating it into code that actually works.
It's quite something. And this builds on the previous Gemini models, keeping things like multimodality.
Right, native multimodality, so it can handle text, audio, images, video, code all together, and has that massive context window.
Currently 1 million tokens, right? With plans for 2 million.
Yes, which is huge.
Yeah.
Think about feeding it an entire large code base or tons of research papers. It can hold and process so much information at once.
1 million tokens. That's hundreds of thousands of words. It can keep a lot in its working memory.
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
Allows it to tackle really complex problems that need info from lots of different places or long documents.
So for people listening, maybe developers or researchers, how can they actually try this out?
Okay, so the experimental version, Gemini 2.5 Pro, is available right now in Google AI Studio. And it's in the Gemini app, but you need to be a Gemini Advanced user for that.
Right. And for businesses wanting to use it at scale.
It's expected on Vertex AI, which is Google's cloud AI platform, fairly soon. And they mentioned pricing details for that kind of scaled production use should be out in the coming weeks.
Good to know. Okay, so that's a fascinating look at the AI side.
Yeah.
Now, you also mentioned looking at data solutions, which feels like a natural connection, right? All this AI relies on massive amounts of data.
Absolutely. And the material also highlighted Stonefly, a company that's been in the data space for a while.
Stonefly, right. They're known for storage, backup, DR, that kind of thing.
Yeah, they're recognized as pioneers in SAN, NAS, S3, object-compatible storage, basically the whole spectrum. Plus backup and disaster recovery, cloud integration, and even advanced AI and security tech related to data.
So what makes their approach stand out? What are the key features?
Well, they emphasize a lot of advanced data services, things like immutable snapshots.
Immutable, meaning they can't be changed once written. Crucial for ransomware protection, I imagine.
Exactly. That's a big one. Also, strong AES 256 encryption, both at rest and in transit. Replication options, synchronous and asynchronous for availability, plus intelligent tiering for cost optimization, smart flash caching for performance, and importantly, specific features for ransomware protection.
Like those patented immutable and air-gapped repositories you mentioned.
Precisely. Immutable storage plus air gapping, creating that physical or logical separation, is a very strong defense. It makes it incredibly hard for malware to reach or affect your backups.
That patent sounds like a big deal in today's threat landscape.
It really is. Having that guaranteed, unchangeable, isolated copy is vital. They also have tech called compass mirroring and a single interface to manage everything, even across different locations.
Makes sense. And didn't they get an award recently? DCIG.
Yes, that's right. DCIG ranked them among the top 5 storage companies across all 3 main categories: SAN, NAS, and object storage.
Wow, across the board. That says a lot about their breadth and depth.
It does. It suggests they really understand different storage needs and deliver quality across the board.
So for listeners maybe looking at protecting data, expanding storage, improving performance, or just refreshing their infrastructure, whether it's storage, backup, HCI, servers, or virtual environments like VMware, Hyper-V, Proxmox.
Stonefly positions itself as a strong contender, yeah. They also emphasize being affordable and having good sales and technical support, which is always important.
An interesting point, they seem to be growing fast. Mentioned over 100 job openings.
Yeah, quite a few roles listed. Software engineers, tech support, full-stack devs, digital media, customer service, a wide range.
So if anyone's looking for opportunities in that space, the email is jobs@stonefly.com.
Correct. And they also have a promotional offer running this month, which is worth noting.
Oh, what's the deal?
2 main options, it seems. One is starting immutable and air-gapped backup for just $10.
Okay, very accessible entry point.
Or a more substantial option, a 70 terabyte backup and DR appliance expandable up to 4 petabytes, which includes those air-gapped and immutable features.
70 terabytes, expandable to 4 petabytes. That's serious capacity, and it works with standard backup software.
Yeah, compatible with Veeam, Rubrik, Commvault, Site Recovery Backup, and DR. And alongside that, they're offering an advanced AI appliance with something called object lockdown technology for ransomware protection for $700.
Object lockdown. Interesting. So lots of options there. People can contact sales at stonefly.com for the details.
Yes, or just visit stonefly.com for info on the promo and all their products and services.
Great. So wrapping this up, we've covered this new thinking AI model, Gemini 2.5 Pro, with its enhanced reasoning.
And Stonefly's comprehensive approach to data management and protection, especially against modern threats like ransomware.
It feels like the AI advancements in reasoning are pointing towards systems that can handle much more complex, nuanced tasks.
Definitely. And on the flip side, as AI gets more powerful and data becomes even more critical, having robust, secure, and innovative data solutions like Stonefly's is just, well, essential. You can't have one without the other, really.
Absolutely. So thinking about all this, what stands out most to you personally? How do you see these kinds of AI or data solution advancements playing out?
For me, it's the potential for AI reasoning to accelerate complex problem solving, maybe in science or engineering. But the data security aspect is just non-negotiable. You have to protect the foundation.
Yeah, good point. It makes you think, doesn't it? How might this impact your own work, your own data? Lots to chew on there. This has been a really insightful deep dive.
Agreed. Always more to explore in this space.